Hello everybody, my name is Richard Symons from RSEV. Welcome to another episode 3, behind the scenes here at RSEV, and what we get up to in the daily lives here as we buy and sell electric vehicles, including refurbishing them along the way and fixing them occasionally as well. So in this episode, you're going to see the final product from episode 1. There was a Model X that came in that needed a bit of, well, shall we say, refurbishment, a bit of love and care. That now looks absolutely fantastic. So you can see the final product in this episode here. You're also going to see a little bit about trim repairs. So one of the Model Ys did a couple of bit of trim repairs, a bit scratched and slightly cracked. So we're going to show you how that is repaired before and after. A little bit more about wheel refurbs, plus the full inspection process for a Tesla Model Y. Let's get stuck into it.
Monday, last review for the video before it goes out. You already seen this, but we're just finishing last edit. How's it looking?
It's good. I'm wearing a really scruffy t-shirt because I was just eating yesterday's chili, and I don't want to ruin one of the only work t-shirts, so excuse me. It's looking okay, I think, yeah. It's quite hard to edit, isn't it? Because we've got all these different clips, at all these different times, and you need to try and keep a story, but if you start moving the clips from Thursday to Tuesday, then it then gets out of chronological order, so it's quite a hard one, and ultimately all these little tiny clips end up potentially being quite a long video, so we've got to try and condense it all down as well. And I think what we're realising, we can't show, well, we're not showing anywhere near everything anyway, but we'll probably focus on just certain cars and themes and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it felt like this week we didn't film much, but it's actually still half an hour footage there. Yeah. That's already cut down from a lot.
Yeah, this is it. So we'll keep going, but it's looking good. I like the format, so we'll get better and better at it, I'm sure.
Cool.
Oh, it's good fun. It'd be good to read your comments again.
Tesla Ranger just arrived to replace that rear tail light with a moisture. Perfect.
Do you remember we mentioned in episode 2 the Project Model X, where we had a few things to do, including the front upper suspension arm? Well, it happens to be on a ramp at the moment, the wheel's off, so I'm just going to show you what that part is. So you have to look back, but this is the top upper arm, and it gets squeaky from just back here. There's a bush where it joins in, and that bush gets dry or perished, and you get this squeaky noise. So when we say the top upper arms are replaced, it's this section here, which we had done by Tesla. It looks like they've changed this bolt here as well, and you can see here there's the airbag on the Model X, and this is what is the ride height sensor as well. So there you go, that's the front suspension of a Model X 100D. Okay, this Model X long range performance Raven is looking pretty good, right? This is separate to the other Model X, there's the second one. Looks pretty good. No, it's not quite up to standard yet, so let me show you something. Let's go from here, but I'm just going to turn our main daylight lights off and bring on just the spots. And these spots here are really good at showing up things like swirls in the paint. So now, if we look at this, you can see how this car needs polishing. You can see all these swirls in the paint, which is pretty inevitable, especially with black cars. It just shows it. So it needs a good polish. So from here, it might look good for pictures. I'm sure we could probably sell it like that, but it's not really the sort of standard we like. So this is going to have polishing, and we'll show you how it looks afterwards. Okay, do you remember from the first episode we received that black Model X? It just needed a bit of work. It was a used family car. It was grotty inside, it had some squeaky front suspension, the wheels needed refurbishing, needed a couple of rear tyres. Well, here it is now, absolutely transformed, just had body polish and going in for photography now. And just have a look at the condition of this now. Absolutely mirror finish there. Quite a difference, huh? The wheels are looking good. Paintwork's looking awesome. Look at the reflection there. And then the inside's nice and clean. So there we have it, ready for advertising and selling. But quite a transformed Model X. Give us a thumbs up if you approve. The grey Model 3 that came in as a part exchange, I've actually been using for a few days, but just to show you, this is the one I booked that rear light to be replaced, so that's been done by Tesla, no problem, quick easy fix. It's also had the rear screen crack, which again, I don't normally take cars that have any glass damage, but the customer, it happened just before they came to part exchange it, and they booked it with their insurance to have a replacement done by Autoglass. So God knows what Autoglass charged, probably more than Tesla. But what was interesting about this was that the chap at Autoglass said that it was they're quite simple to change. It's a big piece of glass, but it's just been well designed. A couple of trim pieces off inside, and actually quite a straightforward process to do. He said it's just been thought about, about changing that. So it's quite interesting to hear the feedback that that's okay. And then here's the Model 3 long range, which is just about to go out for delivery. So look how nice and glossy and shiny this is. It absolutely looks fantastic. Look at the reflection in this, it's absolutely glassy. So that's going out for delivery. This is the car that you saw in episode 1 we actually bought whilst we were driving along. So it's been in, tied up, off it goes. There we have it. That's it from me for now. To be honest, for the rest of the week I'm going to be distracted moving house. You might have seen in the corner of the warehouse there, I've got most of my house and loft content, so I'll leave any other little clips to the rest of the boys and the team for the rest of the week.
Cool, let's go to Cheltenham.
Right.
Off we go. Model 3 long range FSD. Should be a good journey. So using FSD on this journey, and it's actually pretty cool. You really don't need to do anything. It also has the thing called Navigate on Autopilot. The car's basically just taking me there, and now it's asking me to change the lane. Not forward now, but okay. I indicate. Car changes lane, switches off the indicator, and now we're going to overtake some cars. The cruise is set to 70, and the car does the rest. 37 minutes until destination, which is a quick stop. Get some food and toilet. Having a taxi and going to collect another car because I was supposed to take a train back to Bournemouth, but Richard messaged me saying that he just bought another car, which I'm gonna collect now. Cool, off we go there.
So, Gins doesn't have to get a train again. It's quite a sort of fortunate, interesting story with this one really. We had an inquiry from a chap who said, I've got an S75D, I keep it in the garage, I just don't use it much these days. I've got a motorhome, it's just kind of sitting in the garage taking up space I could do with, so I'm thinking of selling it. So I said, well, I can sell it for you, or I might buy it from you. Whereabouts are you? And he said, well, just outside Cheltenham. I said, well, Gins is just outside Cheltenham today. We can collect it in a couple of hours if you want. Which I think took the chap by surprise, but just really with the timing, it was a bit fortunate. And we've ended up collecting this car and buying it. So Gins come back with it, and it's just a lovely clean car. It's an S75D, but it's got, you know, the bigger wheels. It's got some gator covers, which I don't particularly like myself that much in terms of alloy wheel gators. I'm not a big fan of those, but they're all, you know, fitted perfectly in this car. So I'll probably just leave them on, to be honest, for now. Got some covers on top of the calipers, make the calipers look a bit larger, but really nice chap, and it's just been really well looked after. 75D, white with white, and you can see this is how it's come in, really nice and clean inside, and quite a cool steering wheel which has got some perforated leather, completely retrimmed, some nice stitch in there. It feels really good actually, I really like that. And by a car coming in clean, I mean clean, you know, this has got all its cables, CCS adapter, all the plastics here are clean, even the hinges and here have been kept clean and wiped down. So that is a clean car. That's a nice colour. We don't have to do much with at all. So we'll now obviously wash it. We've still got the bugs on the front and check it over and do our prep process. But an under £30,000 S75D came in like this, really well looked after. Be on the website soon, rsev.co.uk. Okay guys, Thursday morning, there's a few bits of prep going on. I'm going to be shooting off a moving house in a minute, so I won't be here for long, but let me just give an example of another type of wheel refurbishment. So we saw in episode 2 where some wheels just got very little marks, a little smart repair, job done, fine. Some wheels have got some light curbing and they can actually just be painted in a mobile van here, fine. Some wheels, like this one here, has got some more significant damage around the rim, and this one is going to go off and get stripped and powder coated, so it needs a bit more refurbishment process. So this one is best to go away and be done like that. We'll also do powder coating if there's maybe oxidization, so sometimes the aluminium oxidizes and it just needs stripping back properly and doing powder coating. Or if it's been refurbished before and maybe it's got some peeling paint, again it's quite hard to paint over that and they need to be sent off. So this is one of 4 that Serge is now going to load up along with Jaden, and they're going to go off, be powder coated, and we'll show you what they look like when they come back. Now we have a pickup truck for moving things like the wheels and tyres, not a cyber truck yet. However, I'm using the pickup truck as part of my house move, so Serge is now left with a Kia Niro. Are you going to get 4 Model X wheels and a Kia Niro?
Yeah, looks like.
Yeah, come on then. All right.
Is that a big wheel or that one?
Well, show me the small one.
Well, you know what
If anyone hasn't picked up a Model X 22-inch wheel before, they are big and heavy.
Try to close it, because there's a gap here.
If you move the seat forward a bit, Oh, come on, Kia. Look, even get my hands dirty. Oh, you got little pretty gloves on there, Jaden. Why don't I get your fingernails dirty?
So cheesy.
Why didn't I get any gloves? I've got dirty hands.
I don't like using gloves, especially when you're working with a car. You just can't feel anything.
Same thing.
And again, before I show off, let me just show you something here. So this Model Y is sold, and I've told the buyer there is a little mark in the back bumper here, and so they're aware of it. However, I think we can make this look better. So we've got Clive in today, who's going to have a go at making this little split in the back bumper look better. Now, I did show pictures in the video showing that to the buyer, but I'd rather it look better if it can do. So for the sake of not much repair costs, we're going to have a look at that. So let's see that when that's been improved as well. Plus, there in this car are a couple of little marks. Alright, give me that. In this car, there's a couple of little marks of some interior trim, just some plastic here. You know, it's part and parcel of wear and tear, but again, it's not ideal, and Clive's going to have a look, see if he can make that look a bit better. It's nothing major, but again, we like everything to be as good as we can possibly get it, so we'll come back to this later, see how it looks. Okay, Clive, can you explain the process that you're going to do on this? And we'll leave you to it. I don't like looking over pit when they're doing their work. What's going to happen?
Basically what we've got to do is level it back up again, because
Yeah.
you can see that it's actually sticking out. So all I actually do is put a hot knife down the centre, which will get rid of all the raggy edges.
Yeah.
Level it up together, plastic weld it back together again,
Yep.
and literally retexture with an aerosol texture
Uh-huh.
across the back of the bumper there. And then you put a what they call a trim black over the top of the texture, which gives it that slight satiny matte finish, because you don't want a shiny finish on it.
Cool, good. I look forward to seeing it when it's done. And here's a bit of trim afterwards. Look at that, all gone. Perfect. Very good, very good. I've got some up across the back. Have a look here. Can't see a thing. Apart from your legs, Clive.
Do they look good at like this?
Look at that. Oh, good. Brilliant. Right, it's 10:30 AM, and whilst I've got half my house here, I've now got to rush off and load the rest of it into a van. Bend your knees. 3, 2, 1, go. Keep it. Let's make the van look, innit? Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, this is me on my diet. Still Thursday evening though.
Thursday, yeah. So we got a barbecue street food up the road. So
Cool.
Breaded mac and cheese and some ribs, a beer.
And we're still moving.
Do it all again tomorrow.
Beer, yeah.
Cheers.
Cool, so we have another Model Y in, it needs an inspection, so let's have a look and see what it needs doing, if it needs anything doing, and just show you what we usually check. On the outside, I check the panels, make sure there's no dings, scuffs or scratches, and then we can tell if it needs a machine polish or not, using the reflection to check for dings. After looking around at the car, there's a few things. Bumper corners, left and right, they have these scuffs. We had one last week which had very similar to this, and came out really nice. So again, with a bit of polishing, that should come out. As long as it doesn't catch with the fingernail. And it doesn't, so it should be okay. Take a few things off. So we have a test drive test drive section, which I can take all of these because I have checked them, and everything is in good order. Charge board working. So the interior, I'm usually looking at the seats, at the trims, the steering wheel, see if there's any wear. Everything works fine. On the test drive, if there's any rattles coming from the back or the front or wherever, then I can have a look now and see if I can fix them somehow, or if it needs anything else. I got in and the screen just went off, and I had that problem on my car, and it was to do with the occupancy sensor. So let me just open the door and try again. I think it might have the same problem, in which case that's something that we need to book with Tesla. Okay, so screen is off. if I get in the car and close the door, the screen should stay on because it knows that I'm sitting on it. There you go. But you have to check them somehow. So okay, so it doesn't work. So that's something that we'll have to book with Tesla. So I'm gonna need Jaden's help now to help me check all the lights. So I'm gonna turn everything on one by one, make sure everything works as it should.
Yep.
Let's see what cables the car has. So I have a type 2 cable here. Yep. So there's another 3-pin cable, which we'll have to check, make sure it works. As a part of the inspection, we have to put the car on the ramp and check the underside. It doesn't have one of the mud guards here. It's missing. That's not a problem because we have a few spare ones, so we can replace those. So on the underside, I usually look at the battery just to make sure there's no dents or dings. Good tires though, about 6 mils all around. So.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed episode 3 there. Again, we're sort of learning how we can edit and format these videos, try and show you more of the before and after as we go. But of course, lots of it rolls into the following week and the following episode. So make sure you're subscribed for the next one, episode 4, which we'll film this week. And you'll see there, again, some more cars coming and going. And you're going to see those powder-coated wheels now that they're back and finished. And hopefully you stay subscribed so you get updates as soon as we upload that new video next week. See you on the next one.